Hello, this is the gang from HP Software's Cloud and Automation Software business. We have Munir from Silicon Valley, we have Andy from UK, and I'm Nimish from the Greater Sacramento area. With VMWorld just around the corner, we wanted to just hang out and talk about virtual machines. Munir, in the Cloud and Automation Software portfolio, how can we help with customers who have adopted virtual machines in the data center?
Right. Thanks, Nimish. But with all the talk about cloud and everything else that's going on, we all realize that the most fundamental enabler to cloud are the virtualization technologies. I think this is the basis that we sometimes tend to forget, right, when we talk about cloud and everything else. And for our customers to have an effective data center that is usable, as well as that sustainable automation is going to be extremely important. So this comes up with a definition of the changing nature of the data center itself. Everything is virtualized, and there's a complete stack, a virtualized stack that goes from the hypervisor to the storage layer to the network layer, and of course the cloud enablers on top. So that's going to be our key message, and that we want to bring to the market. Is that of the automated data center, right? Regardless of how it is, whether it's the physical underlying or virtualized or cloud-based, the data center has to be automated. And we within HP are excited because we can pretty much touch every part of the infrastructure from the hardware layer all the way up to the cloud layer, and that's what we would love to share with our customers at VMworld.
Awesome. So Andy, within the cloud and automation portfolio, the server automation software hits the sweet spot of virtual machines. Now, how can customers benefit by adopting the server automation in their environment?
Right. Well, the good news is that we got virtualization. The bad news is virtualization creates sprawl. And virtualization sprawl is a growing challenge for most IT organizations. It's so easy today to create a virtual machine, deploy a virtual machine. One click, often you're there. I get customers telling me, on average they could be creating 50 virtual machines a week. But it's then the case, well, what do I do next? Those machines need to be up for days, weeks, months, sometimes years, and you've got to ensure that they're maintained and remain compliant. As just importantly, when they're no longer required, you need to decommission, right? So what I thought I'd just quickly share with you today is 3 quick points on how HP server automation can help you ensure that you manage the complete life cycle of the virtual machine. So point number 1 is server automation allows you to create the virtual machine template from a golden server. So your golden server, your template should contain everything that you need to quickly, repeatedly, reliably deploy a virtual machine. So that's the operating system, the patch levels, the software, the compliance standards. Server automation allows you to create this template yourselves. Equally, if you've already got that in VMware, Microsoft Hyper-V will bring that in as well. So that's point number 1. Point number 2, you have to understand the genealogy of the virtual machine. And by this, what I mean is know where that virtual machine came from. Did it come from a clone? Did it come from a template that's created by server automation? Or even did it come from this, a third-party template? And understanding where it came from will allow you to continue to maintain. You can search on the different genealogies, search, maintain, ensure compliance, and keep the drift away from the virtual machine. Last piece of server, point number 3, server automation provides full end-to-end lifecycle management, policy management for your VMs, your VM templates, and of course physical machines. So by setting up this well-defined process of deploying, managing, and of course decommissioning the server when it's no longer required, this will ensure that you can control VM sprawl and ensure your virtual machines remain compliant. So to summarize there, server automation will provide that complete lifecycle management for you, for physical and virtual machines from that single tool. Now, Nimish, I reckon for you with the databases is a very similar story, right? You've got these same sort of problems.
Absolutely, Andy. So just like you talked about VMs being prevalent in a sprawl, most of our customers have reached a point where they have started mounting databases on top of these virtual machines. And databases have a life cycle, so they need to be provisioned, they need to be patched, upgraded, they need to be audited for sake of compliance, migrated, and all those other elements. And whether it is a customer trying to adopt a cloud service like platform as a service or database as a service, or whether they are trying to improve the response time to service requests like provisioning or code release, or whether it's they are trying to get operational efficiency in place for their life cycle. Within the cloud and automation portfolio, we have a product called HP Database and Middleware Automation, and this product is exactly designed for helping customers who have mounted databases on the virtual machines that you talked about, right? So, guys, that's it for today. We talked about how customers can evolve automation in their environment. Andy, thank you so much for enlightening us on how customers will benefit if they adopt server automation software for virtual machines, and then they also got to learn about how they can get into a platform as a service model. So this is Munir from Silicon Valley, Andy from UK, Nimish from Greater Sacramento area. Thank you guys from the HP Software Cloud and Automation business, and see you next time.